watched the State of the Union address last night because it just there's so much crap going on in the world, you know. But I watched a lot of the stuff today. I was never a big guy into politics. I hated it. As a matter of fact, got a D in government. It was the only thing that kept me from like almost a 4.0. Like would have had like a 3.75, but I hated government so bad, you know, in high school because it just sucks. So I did enough just to pass. Everything else had A's and B's in, but when COVID came, I started getting the stock market because it was a really good time to buy. Sorry, I'm normally not up. It's almost 10 o'clock at night, but I've been watching this stuff, and I'm just really disgusted with our country. First of all, we are not Americans. We're United States citizens, and we're not even that. We're the divided states of America. We're left and right. It's horrible. And while I'm on that, the word America drives me nuts. We're all Americans. If you're from Brazil, you're South American. If you're from Mexico, you're Central American. You're Canada, you're North American. You're from USA, you're North American. United States of America. I can't stand when they all call us Americans. It drives me insane. We're all Americans on this side of the hemisphere. North, Central, and South. All right, with that being said, one of my favorite quotes from one of my favorite movies was amazing. It started Joe Pesci's Call with Honors. And I'm going to start this rant off with this. You see, in the movie, Joe Pesci just read books and lived in the basement of Harvard until Brendan Fraser found him and he lost his thesis and so on and so forth. Great movie. Check it out. But it was amazing because he went to class one day with him and the teacher said some stuff he didn't agree with. And I always said the same thing. I live in Indiana and I'm really close to Ball State, Purdue, IU, all that stuff. If you read the same book at Harvard that you did from Ball State or IU, the exact same book, you both got a 4.0, but you got a harvard.edu address, you're going to get looked at better. It's just that way. So Pesci's character is sitting in there and asks, what is the genius of the Constitution? And he gets up and leaves. And the professor says, excuse me, we don't end sentences with preposition or whatever. He says, I'm sorry, which door do I leave from, asshole? To which the professor just berated him. And Pesci turns around, homeless guy wearing a Harvard shirt, and he says, you asked a question, sir, let me answer it. The genius of the Constitution is it all can always be changed. The genius of the Constitution is it makes no permanent rule other than the faith and wisdom of the ordinary people to govern themselves. Ordinary people of the government for us. Okay. The professor decides to say, okay, faith and wisdom of people is exactly what makes the Constitution incomplete and crude. So Pesci gets his ass here. Crude? No, sir. Our founding fathers, our founding parents, they were pompous middle-aged white farmers, but they were also great men because they knew one thing that all great men should know, that they didn't know everything. They knew they were going to make mistakes, but they made sure to leave a way to correct them. They didn't think of themselves as leaders. They wanted to be governed of citizens, of the people, not royalty. That's what they escaped, they escaped royalty. The government of listeners, of lecturers, a government that could change but not stand still. A president is an elected king. No matter how many bombs he can drop, because of the crude Constitution doesn't trust him. He's a servant of the people. He's a bum, just like me. He's just a bum. Now, I'm not calling Trump a bum. I'm not calling Biden a bum. I'm not calling any of that. But when you can't fucking stand up for America, and I hate saying that, but that's the way he worded it, but I'm going to say United States. When you can't stand up, when he says, if you believe in putting Americans first, and you just sit there in your seat, well, you know what? Fuck you. It's absolutely disgusting. The Democrats are making fools of themselves, and I don't give a shit which side you're on. If you can't stand up for a family that were grieving because their Ukrainian daughter, who was legally here, was stabbed on a subway, you can't do that. Stabbed on a subway in Charlotte, you can't clap for that. You can't do it. It's amazing. Now I want to read you something right here. Let's swear of the Constitution for all the Senate members. I do solemnly swear to affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I saw a lot of domestic enemies in there last night. That I will bear truth and faith and allegiance to the same. That I took this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge all the duties of the office of which I'm about to enter. So help me God. Last time I checked, that's putting Americans first. Let me get to this question here too. Okay. I don't normally do this. I don't rant like this, but this is pissing me off because I'm fucking tired of the way we're living. You're a disgrace. All of you liberals are a fucking disgrace. When Biden allegedly won, and I'm not being right or left here, I'm being what I'm seeing with my own eyes. We were fucking fighting about who identifies as what. 4 years ago, we weren't. I just bought eggs yesterday, the large ones, $1.79. I got gas for $2.16. 4 years ago, it wasn't that way. We were arguing over whose flag gets to fly. Is it rainbow or not? We had to take fucking 9 letters out of the alphabet. There's only 28. That's over a fucking quarter. Are you kidding me? LGBTQ plus done. Done and done. All that woke umbrella shit. Are you fucking serious? That last four-year term of Biden, we argued more over who identified as a fucking horse, as a dolphin, as a man, as a woman. I mean, eggs were the cost of your fucking firstborn child. I mean, I literally said, what are we arguing over here? It's not hard. I don't give a fuck what your pronouns are. I don't want to know what you're doing in your bedroom. And I will tell you this. I don't care if it's a man, or woman, or a woman, and man. This is honest to God truth. I call it PG-rated porn or soap opera porn. You know, every part of every movie where the guy starts kissing on the girl or whatever, and they get into bed, and then I just click fast forward 10 seconds, and I go past that part because I don't want to watch that shit. What they do in their bedroom is not my fucking business. But I'll tell you what the fucking problem America is. The problem with America, here I go. See, they got me, say they're brainwashing me. Now we are all Americans. I'm sorry. The problem with, I can't even say the U.S. because we're divided. The problem with our country is there's no term limits in Senate. Nancy Pelosi has been in there 50 years? Legitimately. Nancy Pelosi's been there 50 fucking years. It's ridiculous. They make $174,000 a year and are worth $30 million. And I love the whole insider trading thing because honestly, when I got into it, her stock portfolio is on record. You could go and actually see her portfolio and buy her stocks. If that's not insider trading, I don't know what is. I don't care if it's fucking pillow talk. Nobody around you should have your husband, your son, your cousin, your best fucking friend down the road. Bro, that's all. If you know what bills are being passed, you got insider trading. I don't care. I mean, look at these fucking people, okay? Nancy Pelosi's 85 years old. 85 years old. And she is still in there. And I'm telling you right now, it makes no sense to me. She got it June 9th, 1987. Are you kidding me? I was right. 49 fucking. Are you kidding me? Now I want to ask you guys something else. How is it that they can be worth multi-millions when they make $174,000 to $225,000 a year? Well, they don't pay for anything. They work 16 days a year. They don't show. Half of them didn't show up to the speech. Hell, they had their own little one out there in front of the Capitol. Nobody showed up at. If you cannot stand and clap to put us first, then you didn't take your oath. And also, if you can't stand up for woman crying for her slain daughter to your right here and clap in honor of her. What the fuck are we doing? It's like the Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony situation. How many do you know that? The not Carmelo Anthony, the basketball player, the kid down in Texas. Down in Texas, it was last April. He got stabbed in the heart, died right there in the track, and they're going to wait until 27 to have the trial. You can't have an impartial jury in that area when you have a year and a half between something happening. So, if we let people stay in the Senate for 40, 50 years, what's the definition of insanity? It is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And how about old boy in there holding up the sign that says we're not apes? What the fuck? Who said you were? I saw a black girl post about that, and this was funny. She goes, "You mean to tell me the only motherfucker they get with that sign looks like an ape?" Like, she said it. I was like, damn. Like, she just went off. I just don't understand where we've gotten so disconnected. Why are we not first? I was born and raised here, My father, born and raised here. My grandparents, born and raised here, There's a lot of black people born and raised here. A lot of Hispanics born and raised here. I mean, it's fucking 2026. It's a different time. I'm not saying nobody needs to be here. But if you think that you can't stand up for America first instead of illegal aliens, that's what he put it. He said, stand up to put Americans first and illegal aliens last. Like, I don't get it. Democrats can do what they want. Liberals are going to say what they want. The fact is, when your president was a president or an AI bot or whatever he was, us conservatives said, you know what? It's going to pretty much eat shit for the next 4 years. Bitch about it. We didn't start fires and all that shit. They took down that Mexican cartel. Look what's going on down there. Those are the same fuckers we're trying to get out of here, for Christ's sakes. If you don't know what's going on, just watch YouTube. It's better than the news, because it's people like you and me. They got phones that are sitting there watching this shit go down in real time. We need to figure out what's wrong with this country. And I'm telling you right now, it's the fucking Senate. Because I don't know why you guys are talking about yelling. I didn't say a word about yelling. All I said is they couldn't stand for somebody. So evidently ain't watching their Aunt Will. But the key is that you're so disconnected from society. The Democrats are the liberals. Sorry, there's Republicans and Democrats, and there's conservatives and liberals. I'm just not all the way conservative. I have beliefs on the other side too, and there's some great Democrats out there too. But I will say that I can't stand. They are literally the epitome of, like, when we lost the last one, Trump lost to Biden. We just went about. Did we bitch? Yeah, we all bitched. I didn't really bitch about the president. I really more bitched about prices, because it was horrid. I mean, hell, houses were up, inflation was up, it was everything. And now, like I said, man, just the other day, I paid $1.79 for some large eggs, and I paid $2.16 for a gallon of gas. Like, it's awesome. Everything's not right here by any stretch of imagination. We got a lot to do. But I will say, this standing and shouting inside the Senate is juvenile. Once again, Nancy Pelosi, she's just a piece. I hate her. She's a piece of shit. But I'm telling you what, I solemnly swear to affirm, like, if you just read the oath that they have to take, it is absolutely insane what they did last night. So I'm telling you, straight up, this whole world's messed up. You got Alberta wanting to leave Canada. You got the shit going on over there in Israel. You got Ukraine shit going on. You got the whole Greenland thing. You got Venezuela. You got the cartel boss and the fighting down and the bombing and shit in Mexico. Y'all better get right with Jesus, because I'm telling you, it is absolutely getting crazy out there. But to end this, one last quote. I'm gonna end this with what we learned on the playground in elementary school. Okay, I'm gonna use two different terms we used to use on the playground. Maybe use one of them. First one: sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Is what we're always told by our parents. Or I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off me, sticks to you. Blah blah blah. We're taught that in grade school at recess. That way we don't get in fights. Now we're fighting over words, fighting over fucking pronouns. I'm sorry. I don't understand that shit either. Where they were on Landman because his daughter said, "Yeah, I don't really understand they and them because you're just one person." Well, it's true, you are. I don't give a fuck what your pronoun is. You guy, girl, whatever. You know what's going to happen when you die? Your bone marrow is going to show what you were. Now, I'm not saying that people weren't born in the wrong body. I'm not saying there's not gay people. I'm not saying there's not straight people. I'm not saying people are bi. You are what you are. But the whole identifying as a fucking horse, a dolphin, an island, I mean, literally, it was like free for all. It was like they were going through Rumspringa for 4 years. And if you don't know what Rumspringa is, it's the way the Amish decide whether they want to be English or not. It's German for run wild, Dutch German. And so, 16, they get to run wild. And, pick last, my I was a badass in sports, but that's okay. You're a keyboard warrior. It's just to the point where I really just, the one thing that I want to leave this with is definitely from last year. The the most honest thing Trump said was last year, and it is so true after last night. He said last year, I could cure cancer and they wouldn't stand up. They proved it last night. Now, all I have to say is, if you don't like what's going on, get involved. And that is not killing people. It's not bitching. It's not posting signs that don't mean anything. Figure out how to make it right. Work together. You are a government of the people, by the people, for the people, of the people, by the people. You work for us. So get up and do your fucking job. And get off your ass. And clap for people that deserve it. That's it.